What's going on, everybody? It's Donovan with Team Tate Outdoors. Today we're going to be putting a dock in on our pond. As you know, we finally got the pond built. It's filled up with water. This spring is coming. My son's birthday is coming up, and I know these kids are going to want to swim in the pond, so we're going to build a dock. We got a few floats. Purchased a few floats from Facebook Marketplace, and then I went and got all my lumber from Lowe's. So far, I've got about $1,100 invested, and I think it'll be somewhere around $1,500 when I'm done. Hopefully, we will have a 10 by 8 foot floating dock with two 5-foot piece attachments with hinges, allowing this thing to go up and down with the water level. If some of you guys want to watch, stick around, and let's get right into it. I'm trying to square this off.
Pocket Henry.
Wrap it on this side. We've got our spot squared off. That's where the dock is going to be, that little square spot. And with this, we did all this so that we could put our holes on the corners so we could line up our posts. So now this is just going to be where I dig my hole. I can move those sticks a little bit, those strings.
It's gonna grab the dirt and move it.
All right, so we've got all of our holes dug, which took a few minutes actually, maybe not. Even though they're just 4 holes, we've dug them about 20 inches deep. Yeah, right there. And we're gonna go ahead and get our 4x4s now.
We got some wood cut up. Now we're doing the cement. Concrete.
Concrete.
Sounds liquid.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of water.
Good grief.
We should just pour straight up concrete in there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. All right, guys, well, we got them all in. We're gonna be cutting those once we put the boards on across and level them before we put on our bottoms. This one as well, we're just gonna leave it up an inch or 2 off the ground for water. But other than that, they're all concreted in, nice and level. Everything's measured, just right dress. Time to move on to the next step. For our floor, for our portion here, these boards need to be cut exactly at 50, it's like 58 would work perfect, 58. Okay, so now we want to find out how tall we want it. Let's start right there. Okay.
nail. Screw a nail. In case any of you guys don't know, where the bubble is how centered it is, or level.
All right, let's see if this board is remotely level.
To the other one.
Down here.
Just fix the leveling.
We're level. Let's get to putting on the cross members now. Add a few more extra screws. So what I'm doing now, I'm marking where the center of my boards across here are going to be. Reason for that is when we put this this manufactured wood on here that doesn't stain, doesn't sun bleach, it's kind of a plastic. You can't go over 18 inches on center, because if you do, those things will bow a little bit. So we're putting them at 16 and a half from the inside of that one. From this one to the inside of this one be 16 inches. So let's make it happen.
That seems like a good old tight fit.
Yep. All right, so I wish I had a little bit longer blade for my Sawzall. When we put these in, we put them at a little bit extra long, just in case, because I cut them at the house. So now we're just gonna lop off the top of that one, so we can add our decking on. All right, and in worst case scenario, if you cut it a little bit too high, go ahead and trim the edges, because you want this. It's okay to be a little bit lower than your deck, but you definitely don't want it any higher than your deck. And that marred up, that'd be all right.
Fits like a glove.
What did she miss?
All right, well, we did not pick the camera up, guys. We went ahead and added our decking. I don't know where, I'll have to look back at the footage to find out where, but once we got our first board on, these things are pretty easy to install. They come with these little clips right here, and they slide in. They just slide in, and you put them in place. You basically barely cinch them down. They're in between the boards. They're down in here, if you can see that one. And then once you cinch them down, it tightens it. But you want to make sure you put some here, and then you put one kind of snug on the other side after you push them in. That way they don't pop up, because they'll want to lift this board up. So put you one or two right there before you tighten these. Now, if you're doing the same kind of dock system I am, you're gonna need to purchase some different kind of plates. I got all my stuff on Amazon, but a lot of it is through a place called Dock Edge. And these are outside corner brackets. These are inside corner brackets. They also make these square brackets. These are for hinging. You wanna make sure you have hinged dock plates, dock brackets, if you're making a floating dock. If you're making a stationary dock, you're not gonna need some of these. However, you will need some of these corner edges. These are inside corner edges. You're going to have to purchase your own. I think they may sell it with on dock edge, but I got mine from Lowe's. There are a couple different size carriage bolts. These are galvanized carriage bolts. Some of the equipment requires a 1/2 inch carriage bolt because it fits inside of on some of the plates. However, these inside corners, they do not fit. You have to go to 3/4 inch, and those are right here. This is the size you'll need, and these are, where is it? Here we go. So these ones right here for the inside corner edges, these are 3/8 by 16 by 3 inch long. Now, if you buy these by the box, I got this hardware at Ace Hardware, my corner store. They were cheaper than I got them at Lowe's. You could probably find these on Amazon as well, but the 3/8 size is what fits in the inside corners, and the 1/2 inch are what fit in the outside corner edges, like this one. You're gonna need all the hardware, the split rings, the washers, and the bolts, and the nuts, just like that. I spent about just under $300 alone in just the nuts and bolts for this project, not counting the lumber and all my plates. I think total, and I got used dock floats, the total that I spent on my dock is probably going to be somewhere around $1,500 if you build something like this and you do it yourself and you find some good deals. If you buy dock floats brand new, look to pay around anywhere from $250 up to $400 or $500, depending on how heavy a dock you're going to be building, how much flotation you want. That's going to be the difference. So there is charts that show you how to figure out weight to how much float size you need. If you can get away with a smaller float, then do that, because that's going to be cheaper. But make sure you have enough buoyancy in your float to carry the capacity of the dock that you're going to be building. Today we're going to be using a pretty good size dock float that I got. Found mine on Facebook Marketplace, and I spent $300 and I got 4 of them. 3 were good, one's got a hole in it and it's full of water. So I'm just keeping that one to the side, and I'm going to use these 2 big ones today. I know I'm going to be way over flotation size, but that's okay with me. If we ever expand the pond, I'll be able to make a bigger dock on them later. So let's get busy. Now, to not bore everybody with a bunch of wood cutting, I've already cut all of my boards to length, except for my 8-footers on the sides, and put them in place. You're going to want to make sure that whenever you are measuring the width of your dock, that you account for, if you're going to be putting your outside boards on the outside, you want to make sure that whatever your total distance is, you subtract, if you're using 2x6s, you subtract that 3 inches, 1.5 inches per board, so that they all marry up properly. And I've already cut all these. We're going to cut 2 more boards, and then we're going to start assembling. Now, for my specific dock float, it's just under 8 feet. And I know that I'm going to be screwing my lag bolts and my washers up through these gaps here. So I want to make sure that my board sits on there. So I'm going to put it somewhere around, I'm going to cut them at 93. Now, what's crazy, I did see a snake in here yesterday swimming around, but it was a non-venomous snake. It was actually just a common water snake. If you're working over deep water, make sure that you don't lose your tools. still put another screw in this other side here. Now let's check for square. All right, I got 152. Let's see if I get the same thing over here. 152. Yeah, about the same. Less than 1/8 of an inch difference. I think we're pretty much square. Now what I gotta do, I gotta measure these out so where these fall directly in line with these things on my floats here. I'm going to anchor these down to my blocks, and then I'm going to put these in. I think that might be a little bit easier. We'll see. I could be wrong. But without any help, I'm gonna have to give myself some help because I don't want to be off with these. We've got some small lag bolts and small washer, big washer. What that's gonna do, it's gonna allow us to anchor it. All right, well earlier I had the wrong size lag bolts. I had to go back and I got 4-inch. That way it'll reach and give me about 1 inch or so into my boards. Can't believe I screwed that up, but I did, I'm only human. However, still got my washers set up, and we're gonna figure out where we need to put these boards after we square this thing off here. I had to put on a bigger socket, longer socket, because of these bolts. So make sure you do the same. And also you had to get one of these for these corner bolts because they are right in the corner. You cannot put a wrench on them or a socket on them. Only a wrench. Okay, let's finish screwing the rest of that stuff down. I did not bring my hammer out here as one of my tools. There we go. That'll work. Okay. We're gonna do all 4 corners just like we did this one. I'm gonna speed through those and we'll get back. We'll start on this part next. Okay guys, we're all done putting in our brackets. The only thing I'm gonna have to do is come back behind them and put in lock washers behind my nuts, which is an easy fix. All the holes are drilled, they're all tightened down. So I can do that one at a time as long as I don't put my top on before I do all that. Next part is we're gonna be putting in our joists across our cross member joist. This is what our floor is actually going to attach to, and we have a gap between here and here, which is 90 inches. 90 inches. And so what we need to do is we're going to be putting in 5 joists. So all we got to do is divide 90 by 5, 90 by 6 actually. It's going to be 6 joists. So 90 divided by 6 is 15. And so all we got to do is go down through here every 15 inches and mark this, and that's going to be the center of our studs. All right, we're gonna attempt to put these in. This is probably the hardest part, I think, getting this thing lined up. We're gonna do one buoy at a time. We're gonna do this one first, and then we'll move that one around and get that one lined up. What I'm essentially doing is going under here and anchoring this big screw into this 2x6 with this big washer so it'll hold on to it. Well, that one went in nice and easy. See if we can get another one in. We'll do these two corner ones. Uh-oh. I dropped a washer in the water. No telling where it went. It just disappeared on me. You can see how that one now is leveled up. Look how it lifted this one up. So I've got to basically get this thing in the water, level them both equally in the water a little ways so we can get down level with this one. All right, guys, I think that will do us right there. Matt, let's sink one. Here we go. She should float equally right now. Here we go. She floats. She's pretty tall. That is barely... These pontoons might be a lot overkill for such a small dock. But what are you gonna do for $300? You gotta take what you can get. What do you think, Diz? What do you think? You like it? All right, the next part of our dock, after we've already put that together like that, is making the middle piece. Now the middle piece, I already assembled it. Had to come to me a little bit, which is not straight. There we go. Had to find me a field hammer. And I got to put this one on pretty much exactly in the same place as that one. Okay guys, there's the first two. We got to put two more on the back side, and then once we add all of our plywood on the top of it, that dog's hurt.
What?
I don't know what's going on. She's crying. I don't know. You all right? Hey, you all right?
Thorns in there.
The cat come walking out fine. Look at them.
Oh, cat's clawing it. Jay's gonna be buying one day from cats.
Anyways, we gotta just put the other two on, and then once we put all the boards on this thing's gonna be nice and strong, and we won't have to worry about it moving side to side much, because the other side's gonna get the same kind of corner pieces just like this. Grab it like this.
Oh yes, this is a lot better. Why didn't we do that earlier? All right, where do you want it?
Lay it right on the dock. It sits really high.
Huh?
It sits really high.
That thing?
I know, looks like it. What is wrong with you?
Well, why is the water line like little?
Because the docks that came off of were real big. Look at her, she's so weird. Get busy. Huh? What was really heavy? The dock, whatever was on it was probably concrete and stuff, was a lot heavier than what we have. I knew that this one was going to be overkill, but with the other one having waterlogged, I didn't want to use it. So this will be like a really high place for people to jump off of, though. Hey, go turn that camera around, will you? Kind of put it in the middle of the yard. Right there's fine, that's fine. Scoot it up some. Scoot it up and face it like that way. There you go, good. And make sure the camera's straight. Like grab the clamp and turn it. There you go.
Hey, are you gonna let me do this? You're such a turd. Done is we are mounting this bracket and lining it up with this bracket. This is gonna have to still be put together. 32%, why did it shut off earlier? Okay. All right, guys, well, we are out here doing what I like to call burning the midnight oil. I want to finish this project. It's probably like 10:30, almost 11 o'clock at night. Sorry the video's going into the dark, but I've got to get this done. We've got rain in the forecast. I've got all my tools out here. I need to put everything away, so I just want to knock it out. So we're gonna finish this project up. I got all my 8-foot boards here, and we're gonna start this. This is called Trex, and I got it from Lowe's. These are the very first clips that we're gonna put on. Now this system has a set of grooves and channels here on the sides, and then what we do is we set a pin here. We got these little brackets, and we're going to set them on just like this and screw them down, and that's going to allow this Trex to come just past it and line up right on the edge of that. I'll put one in here and show you what it looks like. Let's get this lined up. I'm going to do these on the corners, and what I want to do is I want to put this in and overhang it just a little bit. You don't want to put this stuff in too hard. You don't want to screw these screws on too hard, because they will, spin in there. You don't want that. That just clips on just like that. So we're going to set them in. We're going to overhang it, just overhang the edge barely. Now my boards are 8 foot, but this deck is just slightly shorter than 8 foot. So I'm gonna run them off the end that goes by the water, not where people are gonna see. And then I'm gonna cut them all when I got some time. Cut them all flush at once. First one in here. Not real hard to do. Definitely just want to make sure that all your boards go in the grooves and not under it or over it. All right, a little short here. There we go. Just like that. Now we're going to move on to the regular brackets. These ones right here. They look like that right there. Real simple to put in. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Those are all in the right spot. Put my bracket in. We're going to put these in every joist. Okay guys, well there you have it. We've got the floor done on the main dock. All we've got left is hopefully not to float away. I mean, I think the cat is pushing me off, but we're gonna jump off of here, go to bed. The dock's starting to float off. All we got left to do is this same floor on our other piece, and then we have two parts that are one part that's coming in the mail. We got to attach it, hook all the pins in, and the dock will be hooked up. All right, well, we are on another day. The sun is shining, it's windy. I don't know how well you guys can hear me, but we have one last piece to put together. I finally got my last two pieces in the mail. It took about 4 days since the last time that we were filming when we finished the top of that deck. But now I've got the pieces that came in the mail. It's time to get this thing put together, attached, and we'll see how it floats out there. All right, now that we've got this one put together, we're gonna move it off, go ahead and put all the plating or the decking on it. Then we need to hook it up, and we have to take this decking off, a couple slats off of the bottom one, and bolt it on just like that, and see if we can get it done. Okay, the last part, guys, is I had to cut this piece right here. took it upstairs, took it up to the house, and cut it on my table saw so that it would fit. We have to anchor these screws on the back side of this going into the wood. You don't want to anchor them through the top. That's the whole point of this, is to not have screws sticking up. Okay, there we go. There we have it. Let's set it up. Let's see if it'll attach. These are the pins that I purchased to put this thing together. They're from Dock Edge HD connector pins. We're gonna need 2 per connection, 2 per dock to dock. Easy, girl, easy. Okay, she's attached. Let's see if I can move it now. Get off that mud. I'm really trying not to get in this water to attach this thing, if you understand. But I have got to have fixed up thing anyways. Okay guys, I tried to do it without getting my feet wet. Apparently, you're just gonna have to get your feet wet sometimes. That might have been it. I might have got it. It's done. It is done. All right, guys, there you go. We've got our floating dock. Look at that. How cool is that, huh? That is super cool, guys. Got it all together. All looks good. There it is. The floats are a little bit big for this size of dock, I feel. And maybe that was probably a little bit too big. I probably should make that a little bit smaller. But all in all, she is attached, and I think what possibly is happening is these hinges are just a wee bit tight. But it looks good. Place for the kids to run and jump off of. Whee! I'm not jumping off of it. But there it is. A look at the house from the dock. That's cool. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for watching how to build a 3-piece floating dock. I will try to put all this together. Multiple days of trying to film this thing. Remember, all these products that we bought, I will try to leave a link in the description to our Amazon store. Guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you on the next video. We out. How's it feel?
Oh, it's so cool on the bottom layer. It's like the top layer is hot from the sun, but the bottom is all cool, nice and warm.
Nice. My turn. Woo, it's so cold.